Hey everybody, and thanks so much for joining our special video product review today. I'm Sunny Galt with the New Mommy Media Network, and we produce audio podcasts for new and expecting parents. And when we see great products out there that we just know our listeners would love, we like to test them and review them and to share those findings with you. And today we are reviewing a product by Fairhaven Health. It's called the Milkies Milk Tray, and it's basically a breast milk freezing system that allows moms to save their breast milk in 1-ounce sticks. So they're frozen sticks, and then you can use those sticks to put into bottles at a later time. And this is what the product looks like. I actually bought the Milkies Milk Tray about a year and a half ago when my twins were born. And I have to say, for me personally, this was a lifesaver. So throughout today's conversation, I'm actually going to be sharing my personal experience in using the product. But it's not just me on the call today. We have two other mamas that are joining us. So let's go ahead and learn more about the mamas that reviewed the product along with me. Ashley, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and your family.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I have 3 young girls, ages 6, almost 2, and 3.5 months. My husband is a stay-at-home dad, and I work full-time.
Okay, thanks so much. And Ariel, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Hi, I'm Ariel from Southern California. I have one 18-month-old little girl that I am still breastfeeding and don't know when I'm going to stop.
Sounds a lot like me. So just to tell you guys a little bit about myself, so I have 4 children, 2 of which I am breastfeeding. Like I said, I had twins about a year and a half ago. Still breastfeeding them, not pumping as much as I used to, but I used the Milkies Milk Trays quite a bit, especially in that first 6 months of breastfeeding my twins. All right, so let's go ahead and learn a little bit more about the product here. I'm going to put up an image that you can see exactly what it looks like. And this is very similar to your typical ice cube trays, at first glance at least, but it does a lot more. Each section, as you can see, holds 1 ounce of milk. There are 8 sections in a tray, and so you can freeze 8 ounces of milk at a time. And each package comes with 2 trays. And the trays are made with a special food-safe, plastic-free of BPA phthalates or dyes, and the trays can actually stack really nicely in your freezer, just like similar, ice cube trays. You can stack several at a time, and the trays are flexible enough so the milk can be easily removed. I know when I've used ice cube trays in the past, sometimes they crack and stuff like that. I have never experienced that personally with this product. The trays, they do suggest that you do hand wash the trays. They are 100% reusable and recyclable. It retails for $21.95, making it an economical and environmentally friendly choice for freezing your breast milk. The first question I have for you ladies is, this is obviously one option in freezing your breast milk. There are several other options out there. Probably the most popular is using the breast milk bags. So I would love to know, Ashley, let's start with you. How does this compare to other systems that you've used in the past?
I really liked that it was reusable. We're a Cleft I Bring family, so I'm really big on saving waste and throwing bags away over and over again. It was kind of a pain in the butt. The only thing I didn't like compared to the breast milk bags is we have a small freezer, so finding space to store something that wasn't completely flat after I pumped it was a little difficult for us. So I had to bring some milk over to my mother's house, but that wasn't a big deal.
Okay, and Ashley, how much are you pumping right now? Is that a big part of your day?
I pump 2 to 3 times a day, in the morning and in the afternoon and in the evening. I get to bring my daughter to work with me, so I don't have to pump for her as much as I pump for my best friend who has to supplement with her little boy who is 4 months.
Awesome. Thanks so much for doing that, by the way. That's amazing. I love when moms can help out other mamas out there. Ariel, let's go ahead and toss it to you. How does this compare to other systems that you've used in the past?
Yeah, so I've been at this whole breast milk freezing thing for 18 months now. So I've been able to try, basically I did bags. And what I did with the bags was I froze different amounts. So I would have some 1 ounce bags, some 2 ounce bags, some 4 ounce bags to give dad and grandma kind of some different options. But I didn't learn that until later in the process. So I wasted a lot of milk at the beginning. So I do like this because you are able to you don't really have to think about, how big do I want to make this bag. You can just always have these 1-ounce sticks, so you have a lot more flexibility. I also had the problem with freezer space that Ashley mentioned. I was an oversupply person at the beginning, and I ended up donating hundreds of ounces of milk to various people. So I was always running out of freezer space, and I had a hard time fitting this into my freezer. But again, I have a pretty small freezer, so.
Thank you to you as well. We have some like superstar breastfeeding mamas on this show. You guys are awesome, pumping out all that milk for other mamas. Yeah, for me, I have to say the reason I really like this so much, again, I'm a twin mom, and when my babies were born, I was doing a lot of pumping. They were preemie babies, and they couldn't quite latch, so I wasn't doing a lot of breastfeeding. I was pumping and storing and doing all of that. Once it got to the point where they could latch a little bit better, though, my routine was more of try to feed them as much as I could at the breast and then pump afterwards, because I really wanted to be able to leave the house, and if I didn't have any pumped milk, I wouldn't be able to get out of the house for more than a couple hours, right? So what I loved about this is that, since I was feeding 2 babies, there wasn't a lot of milk left over. And so what I ended up doing is pumping, and instead of putting them in bags, putting them in these trays was really helpful, because I didn't feel like I was wasting a bag. And it was okay that I only used up, 1 ounce, one little container, or maybe, 2 of the little slots in the container. I would just put it back in the freezer, and then maybe later in the day, I'd pump some more, whatever. And usually by the end of the day, I could fill, all 8, ounces in a tray, and then I would take that, because you don't actually have to store them in this long term. That's not the goal of the product. The goal is to initially store it here and then be able to transfer it into another bag. And so I would transfer it into a big, like those, a gallon freezer bags. And I would just, it was really easy for me to kind of get it out and to put it in the bags and then just store it that way. And for me, it seemed like, an easier solution. I had dealt with, breast milk, the individual bags like you ladies are talking about, and I would have issues with those leaking and stuff like this. So for me, no leakage out of this, right? By the time it was frozen, I put another bag, so no leakage there as well. So that was a little bit about my personal experience compared to the bags. So let's talk about the 1-ounce sticks. How easy was that for you guys to, then start using 1-ounce sticks to thaw them and be able to use it that way? Ashley, let's start with you.
It was a lot easier than I thought it would be. I didn't find it any different than if I were to pull a bag out of the freezer and thaw it. Like I said, with me donating, she's using different portions than I am. So I didn't have to worry about freezing it. Okay, all these have to be 3 for us, and all these have to be 4 for her. I could just, give her all the 1 ounces, and she could pick what she needs. And since I'm not using a lot of milk right now for my daughter, I don't have to think about, okay, when I'm starting to use all this milk, how much milk will she be taking then?
Great. And then, so Ariel, I know that the unfreezing, I guess, thawing part of the process was a little difficult for you. Tell us a little bit about your process for doing that and some of the challenges that you had.
My husband said he had we use mainly the 4-ounce bottles, and so I guess he would take the sticks and put them into the bottle, and he said it took a little bit longer to thaw than if he had just taken the breast milk bags and held it under the faucet, which is what he usually does. So he said it's fine, and it's cool that he had choices on how many ounces to give her, but it just took a little bit longer. The thawing out process wasn't as quick as it was with the bags.
And last question for you ladies, would you recommend this to another mama? Ashley, what do you think?
I actually went and got some for my sister, who just had my nephew 2 weeks ago, and she will be an exclusively pumping mom because she has latch issues. So her baby shower, her post-baby baby shower is this weekend. So I'm hoping she likes them, but I do have a lot of friends that are getting into that stage where they're having their first baby or second baby. So I definitely would recommend to my friends or other moms out there.
All right, wonderful. And Ariel, what do you think? Would you recommend it to other mamas?
Yeah, totally. It took me at least several months to figure out how to, get the most out of the milk I was pumping, and I kind of wish I'd had this at the beginning especially when she was only taking 1 or 2 ounces.
Well, ladies, we want to thank you guys for testing and reviewing this product on our behalf, and also thanks to Fairhaven Health for giving us the opportunity to review these. If you want more information about the product, you can also order it directly from their website. Here's the URL, fairhavenhealth.com. And if you guys want to listen to more great video product reviews and written reviews that we've done on various products out there, you can also go to the New Mommy Media website, which is newmommymedia.com. So thanks so much for everyone for watching, and we'll see you on the next video product review.